Hi, so today we will be examining the Shrek pedigree for the Ogre trait, and we will be looking at modes of inheritance. So today we're going to be looking at X-linked dominant mode of inheritance, which means that is a dominant allele is linked to the X, and so we labeled Fiona with a dominant allele on her X since she's an affected individual with the Ogre trait. And we see that her parents have to be recessive because they're not affected, therefore they have no dominant allele to pass down to Fiona, so this does not work. We now are looking at the X-linked recessive mode of inheritance, and we can see this also is not possible because Fiona is an affected individual with recessive alleles, and her mom has one recessive allele to pass down, but her father unfortunately does not, and she gets one X from her father, therefore this mode of inheritance does not work. So we now will be examining autosomal dominant, which means that the sex does not matter anymore. But if we have an affected individual, that they will have to have a dominant allele, which is big A, little a, which means the parents have to have big A, little a as well. And we can see that the parents are recessive. So this mode of inheritance does not work because they have no big A to pass down. So a dominant allele to pass down to Fiona. So we are looking at the autosomal recessive mode of inheritance for the Ogre trait, and this does in fact work. So for autosomal recessive, if it's shaded, it tells you that you have to have recessive alleles. So this works because the parents, Lillian and Harold, are autosomal heterozygous dominant, so they have a little a, each of them have a little a to pass down to Fiona. And so Fiona is autosomal recessive, and then she married and mated with a man who's autosomal recessive, which means the only possibilities for their children are to be affected individual because they can only have children with little a, and as you can see, all their children have autosomal recessive genotypes. Therefore, this trait or mode of inheritance does work. For the Y-linked mode of inheritance pattern, this is a trait that is only on the Y chromosome, and since males are the only individuals with the Y chromosome, we know that it can now only affect the males. So if the father has it, the son has to have it. At first glance, this is a no. This one's not possible because Harold is a male, does not have it, therefore cannot pass it down to his son. Shrek is a male. He does have it. He did pass it down to his sons, the Ogre trait, but he also passed it down to his daughter. His daughter does not have a Y chromosome. She only has 2 X's. So we know that this is not possible since he passed it down to all his kids, not just the males.